Hello and welcome to round 11 of the 2017 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Monza, Italy. My name's Downton and I'll be joined today by Harry Westwood.
Hello again, guys.
Let's take a look through the grid then for the 2017 Italian V-Prix. It's Klaas van Snelheid with his second pole position of the year and an all Downton front row again, Nathaniel Powers alongside. Timo Kinnaman lines up a fantastic third for Westwood ahead of Enrique Ruiz. Row 3 is headed by Finn Schneider with Arden Hutchinson in 6th. Carl Beckenbauer 7th ahead of Puccio Giordano, while Judson Sykes and Alexander Zazolia round out the top 10. The two DS Mathishaws make up row 6 in a disappointing qualifying session, Simon ahead of Kanga, ahead of the two Holmqvists, Ellington and Dwyer, and the two Lopezes, Elroy Wagner leading James Harding. Stuart Harrison heads row 9 ahead of Felix Bayer, Johan Howson and Will Hoskins rounding out the top 20. Behind them it's 2x2 again, Ola Nimman and Carson Davenport on row 11, John Matson and Nikolai Milkovic on row 12, and at the back both Ocelots excluded from qualifying for not submitting a strategy on time, Alexei Nowosinski ahead of Jochen van Snelheid. So as we go down to the grid then, we have Klaas van Snelheid on pole on the right, Nathaniel Powers second on the left. The lights go out now and we're racing in Italy. It's a rocket ship start from Klaas van Snelheid and Timo Kinnaman, who was already drawn alongside Nathaniel Powers then as they head on the long run down to turn 1. It's going to be Klaas leading. Kinnaman is on the outside. Powers holds on to second. Kinnaman third. Ruiz fourth. He came under attack from Finn Schneider, but Finn couldn't manage to move. The two North Stars up to 6 and 7.
Justin Sykes with a fantastic start for North Star there, just finding the right timing at the lights, and wow, that's a fantastic start from the Russian.
Absolutely, is Beckenbauer then already defending from the two firsts of Hutchinson and Zazolia, while Klaas van Snelheid leads from his teammate.
Yeah, very clean through the first chicane, which is rare for this track because of the way the track naturally tightens, but good to see for a change, and some good racing as well.
Absolutely, no progress from either of the DS Mathishaws off the grid. Simon and Kanga are still running 11th and 12th as Puccio Giordano takes a very odd line down the straight. Meanwhile, Finn Schneider attacking Ruiz and round the outside for 4th place.
What a lad. That was a sensational move around the outside going into a sky. You don't see that very often. Look at the gap the top 3 have already got. And now Schneider's coming under attack again from Ruiz, but... wow, look, this is... Oh, that was... wow. I know there's a lot of oops and ahs, but very lucky to avoid contact there, and now Hutchinson and Giordano are wheel to wheel.
Wow, as we've got nearly 3 or 4 cars side by side down the straight, while Nathaniel Powers is pressuring Klaas van Snelheid for the lead. Timo Kinnaman sticking with the Downton pair on this opening lap as Giordano dives down the inside of Hutchinson, but Hutchinson keeps the place.
Very close racing there all the way down the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we see contact at this rate because that was very close between Beckenbauer and is it Zazolia? No, Hutchinson. Yeah,
we do have yellow flags flashing up in Sector 1, so there could possibly been some contact as the two Downtons now starting to stretch their legs. Kinnaman, a solid job so far in holding on to 3rd place.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job in qualifying yesterday after not a disappointing practice for sure, but a sort of average practice, and he seems to have proven at least so far that he's not going to be messing around this race, and likewise for Schneider.
Yeah, Schneider especially impressive on the hard tyres to go around the outside of Ruiz. I'll get the words out in a minute. Yeah, as Judson Sykes putting Ruiz under pressure for 5th place.
Wow, so those two could be involved in a fierce scrap there for the 10 points. Nothing more to add.
Nope, fair enough. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Powers right in the slipstream of Klaas van Snelheid then as they come down the main straight. It's the fastest lap for the second Downton, and surely he's going to look at making a move into turn 1, but he doesn't. But geez, I don't think you could get much closer, could you, without pushing?
Absolutely not.
As Ruiz, heavily defending from Sykes on the inside, and Sykes followed him, and that's allowed Zazolia through into 6th place.
Oh, Zazolia, some fantastic opportunistic driving there to actually spot the opportunity while it unfolded.
Yeah, very much so. And now coming under pressure from his teammate as well. So Sykes already lost 1 position while trying to gain 1. He could be set to lose another to Carl Beckenbauer, but holds on for the time being. Hey, look at that! North Star have updated their car with their new drivers.
They're probably the first team in Formula Virtual history to do that. That's amazing.
Yes, especially mid-season. That's quite impressive.
Yeah. I have to admit, I'm a fan of that. Fair play. I mean, you know, dedication to the livery.
Maybe we should all take a leaf out of North Star's book.
I mean, look how far it's gotten them up the field, so I guess so. So this train then spanning from Ruiz all the way back to, I think that's...
As Nathaniel Powers in the wheel tracks of his teammate as they head around the Parabolica, and Timo Kinnaman closing back in on the Downton pair.
Amazingly, the Finn is not letting them go.
That's phenomenal.
Another great run. Is he gonna launch a move up the inside? Kinnaman's closing all the time. And
Powers does take a small look on the inside of turn 1, but doesn't do anything with it.
No, perhaps deciding better of it, honestly. Don't want to take out your teammate. Very irresponsible to do so.
Oh, and I'm wondering if he clips some curbs around the exit of the first chicane. Powers lost a bit of time there.
Yeah, it does look like he's had something of a bad run out of that sequence. He's just put Kinnaman right onto the back of this pair now. He's in the fight for the lead.
Meanwhile, the two DS Mathishals have not had the start they'd have been looking for at all. In fact, Al Arkanga's actually lost a place to Hugh Dwyer.
Yeah, that car it didn't look strong with qualifying yesterday, and it's not finding it. They're not finding able to. They can't make progress at the moment.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's a good way to words. I did my best.
So as up front then we see Nathaniel Powers closing back in, while Ruiz is leading a bit of a train at the moment, consisting of Zazolia, Sykes, Beckenbauer, Hutchinson, Giordano, Simon, Dwyer, Kanga, and I think Ellington might just be tacked onto the end of that as well.
All I'll say is I am waiting for this train to go wrong. Powers is really right up the gearbox of Class now. He's got to make a move now, surely.
He is. You can see Class is ever so slightly drifting across the middle of the track to potentially cover the inside line. He's gone back to the braking zone though, and Powers doesn't make the move.
Yeah, very clever defending from the young Dutchman, because it's very easy to go extremely defensive on the inside of that corner and just completely upset your run through the Curva Grande.
Yeah, and as we saw from Sykes earlier, as he was following Ruiz on the inside line to turn 1, and then got driven around the outside of by Zazolia, who has now lost out 6th place again to Sykes, unseen to us.
Oh, well, fair play. Good on you, Judson.
And Giordano's passed Hutchinson as well.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Hutchinson on the hard tyre, I think, or the medium?
I don't know. Let's have a look through. I'm just cautious. There might be a. We've got the two Downtons running pretty close here.
I don't think I've seen closer racing between these two without an overtake being initiated.
No,
so
absolutely not.
Something's got to happen soon.
I'll tell you what. I'll try and go through the tyres. Stop me if anything happens.
I will, because I feel like we're waiting on a knife edge for something to happen right now.
So, starting with the softest then, we've only got one runner on the super softs, and that's Alexei Helsinki. We have a few drivers on soft tyres here, as Powers looks as though he's dropped back slightly now.
Yeah, he's losing a bit of time to Class, so maybe made a bit of a mistake through the
yeah, that one.
The Plenenevenen there.
Jochen van Snelheid, Carson Davenport, Will Hoskins, Johan Halverson, Felix Bear, Stuart Harrison and Hugh Dwyer are on the soft tyres. On the hards, we've got one of the Franklins there at turn 1.
That's Ruiz. He's lost spots to not only Zazolia but to Sykes as well, so that's released a pair of them to start chasing down Finn Schneider. So, so there's been contact. Beckenbauer's not got a front wing, so we've missed something massive there.
Oh, that's a disaster then for the German at turn 1, and we're going on board with Powers. What's going on here then? This was into the Parabolica. He went round the outside.
It was Class that was slow.
Yeah, Powers took the lead. How did we miss that one? As that was what happened in turn 1 then with Beckenbauer. He ran into the back of Ruiz and broke his front wing. But how did we miss the overtake for the lead?
That's unfortunate with Beckenbauer's front wing because we've seen many heavier impacts that have not cost the driver his wing. But that's a shame. But
Yeah,
there's been a change for the lead. Powers now leads his younger teammate.
Yeah, that contact for Beckenbauer must have just been in the wrong place.
Yeah, must have just unsettled the way the wing worked. I don't know how these wings work. I just tell them what to do. I don't know.
So let's just go back to the tyre twist then, as Beckenbauer obviously peels into the pits for a new nose cone. Finn Schneider, Puccio Giordano, Lewis Ellington, Elroy Wagner and John Matson are running on the hard tyres here. And the rest of the field are on mediums. As we've got 3 wide nearly into turn 1.
Ooh, that was close. He nearly piled into the back of Giordano there. But managed to just about bring the car under control again. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just go with the rest of them on mediums. As we've got someone else into the pits as well. It's Alexei Norsinki, I believe, on the Super.
6 laps.
Wow.
Oh dear.
He's in for a long afternoon. That's what? 8 stops? Are you counting or?
Sorry, what? I wasn't listening.
I thought you were trying to count, to be honest.
Count what?
How many stops Norsinki's going to have to make? I worked it out as 8.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Zozolio now is all over the back of Sykes. He dummies to the inside and then... Oh, has he got?
Oh,
he's got the
was there
outside line. He
contact?
sweeps around him. It looks like he might have just clipped the North Star though on his way through because yeah, that's affected Sykes' run now.
Yeah,
Ruiz is all over the back of him.
Yeah, that North Star is now very slow down the straight, and that's going to give Ruiz surely a fantastic shot into turn 1.
It doesn't take it.
No, he doesn't.
Strange.
Meanwhile, up the inside of Adrian Simon goes Arden Hutchinson. I don't think he dived quite late, but he I think he backed out of it. Where he's lost a bit of time.
There's been a position change down in 16th. Harrison overtaking Hoskins.
How have you spotted that with everything that's going on in front of us?
I saw it moving around in the on the side.
Fair play.
There we go. So he's up into 16th, chasing down Harding, Indy, Lopez.
That's a pretty tight battle, isn't it, between the 2 Meteors and the 2 AMRs?
Yeah, that is.
Got there eventually.
They're all on the same soft tyres, are they not?
Yes.
Boom! I'm good at everything.
Meanwhile, Giordano... Oh no, he moved up to 8-1, ignore me.
Hold on. Ruiz is all over the back of Judson Sykes now. Oh, speaking of all over the back of Simon. Looking like he's going to take the position from Giordano this lap. Let's have a look. Ruiz goes to the inside and Sykes tries to cover him off. He goes defensive. And
yeah. Oh, and that's Ruiz has lost his front wing.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
no.
round the outside, just put Giordano on the pair of them.
I don't even know what's happening. Oh, that's such a shame for Ruiz. What happened there?
I think he ran into the back of Sykes down the straight, and that's that's given an advantage to Giordano, who gained 2 spots in 1 corner. Here we see then on board Ruiz. Sykes kind of pulled across a little on him.
Yeah, but that should definitely not have brought off the whole front wing. I mean, that's a very strange incident there.
No, but again, there could have just been part of Sykes' car that just tagged the front wing, and we know they're fragile.
True, they're not built to withstand heavy impacts. They're just built to produce downforce.
Or really any sort of contact.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen just end plates get thrown around like confetti sometimes.
Yeah, frankly, the fact that most of them hold on more often than not is the more surprising scenario. But yeah, so that will be Ruiz having to dive into the pits then. And what tyres was he running on? Because that could be really detrimental to his strategy. well, Beckenbauer was on the mediums, so that's probably going to hurt him. Ruiz on the mediums as well.
Be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to Beckenbauer.
Yeah, that's true. Beckenbauer will have been on fresh tyres, so you'd imagine he should be ahead. And he'll have had clear track at the back of the field as well.
He might have been held up by Jochen. Yeah, so there's Ruiz now.
Yeah, meanwhile, Turn 1 Giordano challenging Sykes for 6th place.
No, Sykes took place back. Giordano took
both Sykes. Yes, I apologise.
In that incident. So Sykes definitely being very racy today, not racist. God no. God no.
I have to say that's a little bit disappointing for Sykes though. He's already performed quite a few overtakes today, and yet he's still in 6th.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose when you want to keep your position, has he got a contract for next year, or is he racing for a seat still?
No, Sykes is signed to next year at North Star.
Never mind. Still, I mean, I think they want to make the most of this while North Star have got an advantage relatively, and now that's Dwyer, I believe. All over the back
Kanga. At some point, Kanga's got back past Dwyer.
Kanga goes really defensive into Ascari, and Dwyer, oh, he was looking. That door was open, but luckily for Kanga, Dwyer wasn't able to capitalise, which put Ellington right onto the back of the pair of it.
Yeah, and look how much time Kanga lost going defensive as Dwyer dives to the inside. Is that going to allow Ellington the chance around the outside of Parabolica? It is, he's done Dwyer, he's done Kanga as well!
Oh! With Kanga cutting to the inside to defend the line, he inadvertently allowed Ellington the better line, and now we've got Dwyer attacking, and Zizoli isn't. No, that's Hutchinson. Hutchinson's not far behind. Giordano down the inside of Judson Sykes. What can Sykes do about it? Defends the outside line solidly.
Yeah.
Simon nowhere to go. Just has to slow down.
And Dwyer is past Kanga.
Wow. Not a good showing still for DS. I mean, Simon's gained a few places, but that's mostly because of attrition. Not attrition, sorry. Damage. Oh, Simon looking for any opportunity now. He's looking a bit desperate to get past Giordano, who looks to be struggling on those hard tyres.
Yeah, but wow, what action we've had in the opening 10 laps here already. Meanwhile, Ruiz did come out behind Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer has now got himself past Jochen van Snelheid and both Ingrams. Ruiz is ahead of Jochen, but still has the 2 Ingrams between himself and Beckenbauer. So he's got a bit of work to do to catch up to Carl, and then that could be quite a titanic battle, because these two seem quite evenly matched on track. Which two?
The ones we're watching.
Oh, Sykes and Giordano.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the North Star and the yeah, they certainly do here this weekend. North Star have, in the last few races, kind of come out of nowhere to join this. Well, what is quite a mammoth sort of top midfield scrap, really.
Here comes Simon now. Oh, Giordano cuts him off, but Simon's going to be looking for the outside line. Here comes Ellington as well, looking to get his nose in.
Yeah, surely that's going to give Simon the advantage around the outside of turn 1. Giordano's going to be bulked by Judson Sykes, and round and goes Adrian Simon up to 7th place. What a beautiful...
Dwyer making a pit stop on the soft tyres, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and so that was what, at the end of lap 11 then, the soft runners. So that's... Actually, that's not going to work out too bad. That's going to be a 4-stop.
4-stop is, when you consider how quickly they go past that pit lane, they lose a lot of time when they make a pit stop. So a 4-stop might be detrimental.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure it'll be the best strategy, but I just mean they won't be making like a stop just with a couple of laps to go yet. They'll be pretty much maximising all of their stints.
Yeah, the only one who's really going to suffer is Noah Sinky, who should be due in for a second pit stop any lap now.
And there he is.
Nope, that's Van Snelheid.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed, I apologise.
That's alright. I've never been more on it with the drivers.
No,
Honestly,
I know.
I don't know what's happened.
Shit!
I could still see the Downtons. That's unheard of.
And Schneider's not that far back either. As we've got Simon and Sykes side by side. That's Simon looking to the inside line. Sykes defends, and that allows Giordano back around the outside. But Simon fights back, and then the Parabolica. What a beautiful driving from the pair of them.
Giordano just completely underestimated the understeer of his car and nearly had to back out of it.
As we've got cars darting everywhere down the start-finish straight. And into the first corner then, we've got Giordano on the outside line, Simon on the inside. Giordano's going to take that place back as the rest of them file in behind.
Giordano's picked up a lot of plate. Oh no, I'm thinking of Kanga that lost positions to the Honfist.
Yeah.
Whew, time to breathe for a second.
I know, this has been manic.
Oh man. Yes, please, more of this as Kanga looks towards the inside of Ellington, but doesn't seem to be able to find an opening.
What's impressive is that the two Lopez's are still within sight of this battle as well.
Yeah, I think from all the battling.
Despite the fact Wagner's running on the hards.
That's pretty good for them actually. Lopez, who've had a bit of a tough run of it this year. Started off strong, but once again developed seemingly in the wrong areas going into the European season, and just haven't seemed to be able to recover. Where North Star have shown their power to bounce back almost.
Yeah, well, something definitely went wrong for Lopez at the start of the European season, didn't it? But just a thought, I wonder how much... There's Norsinky in the pits for a second stop.
Poor guy.
I just wonder how much this battling between sort of 6th and back has opened the gap up between them and the guys ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we saw Zazzolio was already quite far up the road, and I think he's not too far from Schneider now.
As here we go again then, into turn 1. They're all in a line this time. I don't think we're going to get any overtakes. And indeed not. No. They file through the first chicane, which is called...
You asking me?
The Rettifilio. It's that time again where we come to Monza and name the chicanes.
This is the Della Roggia, isn't it?
Della Roggia.
Della Roggia.
Yeah.
That's close. Can you give me that one anyway?
You can have half a point.
That'll do.
Then out of there and into...
Lesbos.
Lesmo.
I'm aware.
Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2.
Just like the Degnas at Japan.
Suzuka.
How can I not say this? I've said it so many times in my life.
Suzuka.
Yeah,
there we go. Like Veruca, but not.
Oh, Beckenbauer's caught up to the back of... Learn to read. Harry Inman.
Indeed he has. Solid progress from Beckenbauer.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by him actually. Obviously, which is probably a good thing, seeing as though I've bought him for next year. Well, hired him. We can't buy people anymore. They outlawed that a couple of 100 years ago.
Oh God.
Oh no, that's not a good joke, is it? I apologise if... I actually do apologise for that one, sincerely, because that could have been offensive. So, my apologies. As
Lewis Ellington then on the outside line as Sykes, Giordano and Simon cover the inside. Is Ellington going to get the chance? It's 3 wide into turn 1. Ellington is going to do 2 cars in 1. What a brilliant move. And
sensational stuff. Simon is now under attack from Kanga, which is out of nowhere. Kanga's got the place. What is this?
I'll tell you what this is. This is absolutely fantastic. That's what this is. Simon's going to go back past him.
On the inside. Oh man alive. The big winner out of all of this, Lewis Ellington taking 2 positions. Wow, for a second there I thought they were all going to come together.
I'm amazed they didn't. How didn't they?
Oh my goodness.
We've still got 38 laps of this.
I'm gonna be exhausted after that.
I think we're gonna need to sit down at the end of this one.
We are sat down.
Shh, don't let them all know.
Sorry, I was just clicking my back, guys.
Lovely.
I make weird sounds when I do that.
It makes weird sounds anyway.
It's true. I scream when things don't do as I tell them. Like, that sounds like something I'm making up, but it's actually not.
It sounded pretty dodgy, to be honest.
No, it's like more of a roaring scream, rather than a... No, I'm not going to even do it.
No, I wouldn't go there.
As Sykes now.
Yeah, this is fantastic progress from Ellington on the hard tyres. He's got the outside line again to turn 1, and he's surely going to take 6th place, and up he goes. Ellington into 6th then. Brilliant progress from the Brit.
Yeah, Ellington obviously looking like really fighting that car into braking. Obviously, we know it's bumpy down into the Rettifilio chicane, but he did well to keep that car under control late on the brakes. And now Giordano's looking to the inside. Oh, Or is he just defending from Simon? Yeah,
I think it was a bit of both, to be honest.
Defending, see if there's an opportunity. Oh, Kanga's going to hurt himself into the Lesmos here. Ruiz manages to make it. Oh, Ruiz is really caught up to Beckenbauer then.
I don't know. Well, there's still a
No, the gap's about the same.
few seconds between them. Probably about what it's always been.
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
as Nathaniel Powers then, we haven't really seen him much this race, apart from the opening few laps when he was tussling with his teammate. Leads across the line at the end of lap 16. Lars still running second with Kinnaman. The Finn for Westwood still in sight. I've just realised something.
Now. What's that?
When was the last time the two commentators had cars running first, second, third and fourth?
Never.
Has that ever happened before?
That's a never situation, Bradley. Wow. I can just hear people calling fixed from afar. Even though
Sorry, we'll kick him out the commentary box.
What did I do wrong?
Not you, the guy in the corner, the shouting fixed. We got there eventually, folks.
Big yellow flag in the first sector, but it then wasn't so big and it kind of went away. I love our timing screen sometimes. John Matson, 4 minutes down pretty much. Not lap. Love it.
Yeah, they. I hope they get sorted by next year. As we watch the two Ingrams then battling, as mentioning Matson, scrapping over 23rd place.
Yeah, Matson doing well to keep touch with Milkovic, despite being on a step harder compound tyre. And he's really tucked into his teammate now. It's Honda versus Honda, Ingram versus Ingram.
Milkovic versus Matson. Sorry, I just wanted to say something.
Kramer.
What?
Predator versus Alien.
No. Wow. Oh, Kinnaman's actually is a little bit of a gap now, isn't there?
Yeah, I think that was expected, just starting to lose touch a little bit. But Zazolia is making some headway into Schneider's gap. He's going to have to do a bit more than that on the medium tyres.
What I'm massively impressed by is how close to Kinnaman Schneider is.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. Obviously, we knew that the tyre compounds wouldn't play much of an effect on lap time, but they're still obviously going to affect your grip in the traction zones. And Ellington
we've got
all over the place.
Cars side by side into turn one again, and Sykes going to go around the outside of Ellington, up back to 6th place then, and I think behind them Simon has gone back past Kanga.
Careful. Yeah, thanks whoever came up with that surname, helping us commentate.
Well, I'm sure it gives people a laugh.
Oh, it does. It gives me a laugh. So, but yeah, this scrap still, nobody can seem to break out of it. They're all so evenly matched. Simon goes hella defensive into the Lesmo, runs a bit wide. That's put Kanga right onto the back of him, going down towards the Ascari chicane. Not this one, obviously. I know it's the next corner. I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. Can I just take a second to applaud that North Star that I believe is Norsinki, who got fantastically out of the way of all of these guys down the start-finish straight.
No, but you can't.
Oh, Kanga!
Around the outside. We're going to applaud the Ocelot, by the way. Not the...
as round and spinning into the wall goes Arden Hutchinson.
What is it? Where's he going? He's off to Narnia. Oh, no.
No, he judged that pretty well.
Oh, I always hate when I see them do that. Dwyer picks up a place.
To be fair though, that was quite a good recovery from Hutchinson. He waited for cars to go past and...
Oh, it's all going off now. So I think they're figuring out that the outside line is favourable. Can Ellington launch a dive bomb perhaps?
Yeah, is Ellington going to manage an overtake on the inside? He's through, he's still side by side with Sykes. They're wheel to wheel as they exit the Rettifilio chicane. Then Ellington's going to have the inside line around the curve of Grande. But I think surely Sykes is going to have this one as Ellington gets up on the curve.
It's all over the bumps there, but obviously Sykes has got to leave him the room, but he's had to drop back in behind the
And this is giving Giordano a chance down the inside.
Oh, nearly loses it there. Does well to keep the car under control, and this group is starting to thin out just a little bit.
So here we go then. This was on board with Hutchinson. He took a look to the inside of Kanga and just misjudged it, clipped the curb and into the wall. Lucky not to break any more than just the front wing.
Yeah, I think reversing up the track while technically not against the rules because he's going with the flow of traffic, I guess.
Yeah, technically.
He's trying to get himself a better view of the Ascari chicane, I think. Oh, I think we got the medium run. We've got the medium runners in the pits. Okay, so that's lap 19, and we're looking at a 2-stopper.
Yeah, very much so. As a solid 2-stopper as well then.
Yeah.
Shouldn't really be any qualms about that. Both Downtons into the pits on the same lap, as is Timo Kinnaman, and that means through into the lead goes Finn Schneider.
Oh, it's been wow, the lad's going to be sitting in the car like, oh my god, I've led a race for the first time.
Did he not lead in Malaysia?
He might have done, actually.
I'm sure he led a lap or two in Malaysia.
It genuinely wouldn't surprise me. Kinnaman might have to contend with...
No, and all three of them then have come out ahead of the scrap for 5th place, which is rather thinned out now that a few people have pitted.
Yeah.
But that is very important for the top three, and that
massively. Sykes must have had damage.
He has been in a few scraps, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that just goes to show how far ahead the top four were.
Beckenbauer.
Sorry?
Here comes Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer's got him made their
yeah, so he has.
Simon.
But then I suppose that's to be expected, is it not? Okay, he had a slightly longer stop, but he's had the run on fresh tyres in clearer air.
Oh, yellow flag in sector 1.
So I wonder if we've got, and that's a long yellow flag. So I'd imagine that's probably someone parked up somewhere at the side of the track for some reason. Just a note, Schneider actually has quite a gap.
Quite a large gap, yeah.
It's around, I'm gonna, completely ignore the timing screen because that's not right. But it's, judging by the on track, it's about 10-12 seconds.
That yellow flag's finally gone in. But yeah, it looks quite sizable. So he didn't actually drop much time for the medium runners at all.
No, and bearing in mind, the medium runner's going to have to make one more stop. You'd imagine Schneider's hard tyres are only going to have to do one stop in the race. That means they've all got the same number of stops still to make. So really Schneider is in the next lead of this race.
Now we'll see just how much of a difference those fresh mediums are going to make for the Downton boys, and whether they can stop tripping up over themselves.
Yeah, very much so. They need to work together here. I think for the first time in quite a while, there's a serious threat to a Downton victory.
And it's not even due to any mistakes. It's on merit. Just a good strategy call.
Yeah, as down the inside of Beckenbauer goes Adrian Simon. They're wheel to wheel through the Bretta-Figlio chicane. Still side by side as they come out of it. And surely that's going to be Simon's position as Arden Hutchinson sets the fastest lap.
Here we go. This was the cause of the yellow flag.
It was Jochen van Snelheid who is out with a heavy roll.
That looked uncomfortable. I mean, it's never good to roll your car. So, who was that in the pits? That was Ruiz. Was it? No. Who was that in the pits?
I don't know. I don't know. Harding's just lost a few places. As Nathaniel Powers then sets the fastest lap in his pursuit of Finn Schneider. He's not going to let this one go, and Klaas betters it.
Yeah, I think the Downton boys have realised that they need to drop the hammer a little bit. Giordano under attack from Ellington, but Ellington doesn't have the room, but he cuts to the outside. That's a beautiful dummy from Lewis if he can take the place. Surely he can.
Well, he's got the outside line. We've seen it.
Yeah. I make a lot of like yeah and ooh and oh and ooh.
Yeah, but, and that was as you say, that was brilliantly set up there from Lewis Ellington.
One thing I'd like to point out is that the other medium runners have gone a good couple of laps longer than the leaders, so I wonder just how much the leaders are actually taking out of their tyres.
All the medium runners have pitted.
Have they? Oh,
yeah.
I was looking at hard runners. Whoops. That was clever.
As Hugh Dwyer then into the pits for his second stop, along with the rest of the soft runners like Will Hoskins and I should imagine his teammate and the two Meteors as well. I wonder if they're still running sort of nose to tail, those four.
It looks like
judging by the way they've come into the pits, I'd say probably yes.
Wow. You just don't see this kind of racing very often, and normally Monza spreads the pack out, but this brought everyone closer together.
Yeah, I think we've seen Monza in the last few years. It's been, I don't want to say dull, but dull.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been more of a procession. Who's got the best engine? Who's got the lowest drag?
Yeah.
And it's tended to be one team gets the 1-2.
But this has been fantastic so far. I dare say this is up there with the first few races of this season.
Absolutely, yeah. This is what we started.
As meanwhile, sorry, we've got a battle between Giordano and Ellington again for 5th place. Giordano down the side, and he's got the move done on the straight before the braking zone.
Wow, so that Honda having a bit more of a punch on the straight than the Renault unit in the back of that honk fist.
Not often we've seen that. I'm assuming Ellington must have got a pretty poor run out of the Parabolica as, oh, that's just someone being lapped.
Yeah.
Yep, never mind.
Ignore.
Just
does a good job of getting out of the way.
I've just realised, actually, that incident that we saw from the Ocelot wasn't Jochen van Snelheid.
I was thinking.
Yeah. The orange the orange glint on the helmet threw me off. I thought it was Jochen.
Of course, they've both got orange helmets, haven't they?
Yeah.
You should definitely go to the doctor about that.
As into the pits then. This is the second AMR and Meteor. So they've decided to pit one lap after the other then.
They've staggered them.
You watch, they'll come out and they'll still be nose to tail. All 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think that was their teammates just going by. Yeah, pretty close.
Maybe not. Close, but I wouldn't say nose to tail.
No, maybe not. As Giordano and Ellington still at it. As
speaking of nose to tail.
Yeah, they definitely are around the pack. You stole my line.
Aha.
And now it's Ellington who's got the brilliant run out of the Parabolica. Although Giordano is cut across and covered him, but that might not be a bad thing for Ellington, who's now going to get the outside line around turn 1. Surely he's going to make that work again.
Got to, surely.
And indeed he does. Up into 5th place goes Lewis Ellington.
This is a lovely scrap between these two. Beautiful to watch. Indeed. My God.
And breathe.
This is such an exciting race. Like, wow. This is why Formula Virtual was made, like, for just afternoons like this. Absolutely, this has been... The sun is shining, it's nice and hot, everyone's giving it their all the cars look very evenly matched. Like, you know, in terms
apart from the 4 out front.
Yeah, they're in a class of their own. I would be amazed if anyone gets near them.
And on that note, surely we've got to mention that Westwood. I'm not going to be funny, but they haven't shown this kind of pace in recent races. They've been in that kind of midfield pack that consists of Mathishaw, Franklin, Burst, Holmqvist, North Star now, and obviously Westwood. And yet suddenly, here at Monza, I wouldn't say they're up there with Downton, but they're pretty damn close.
Yeah, they're arguably the closest anyone's been since the European season in terms of lap time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's really really odd because, like you say, you said it yourself, they've not even been that close. I mean, they conceded 3rd place. Well, they didn't concede it. They couldn't keep up with Carl Beckenbauer at Spa. So unless it's just a engine power kind of thing, as Howes is running into traffic now, that Schneider just up the road.
I don't know actually. That was one of the Ingrams he just put a lap on. As Beckenbauer then into the pits for a second stop. So how many laps did we see the medium tyre runners do? 19, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Beckenbauer's going to be on a 3 stop, isn't he, as opposed to the 2 then?
Yeah, so I suppose he's not going to be able to recover as well as we hoped, but he's still going to give it his all. You can bet that.
It's going to be interesting to see where he feeds back out actually, because I don't think then Hutchinson had a pit stop for a new front wing as well, didn't he actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's not going to work out particularly well for Beckenbauer, unfortunately.
No, Hutchinson might be able to get away with a 2-stop.
Yeah, should do.
You think 1990 and 38, so as long as it was lap 15 or later.
As what have we got here then? A replay of Klaas van Snelheid.
Oh, Klaas has dropped it. Oh, he keeps out of the gravel. What a good, wow. That was,
and that's Kinnaman. Oh. That's Kinnaman through into 3rd.
Kinnaman's through. Oh my God. So now Klaas has been threatened by another driver because of his mistakes. So this is what we were talking about before the race. How Klaas seems to be a little bit. Well, both of the guys seem to be a little bit prone to mistakes sometimes. And well, the Westwoods have just added on the element of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's no point disguising it as a class now. A brilliant run around Curva Grande and into the Della Roggia chicane, but he's not going to do anything there as on Timo Kinnaman. I think we have to admit this, and as you say, we're speaking about this before the races. No, we've got action here between Sykes and Ruiz. That's Ruiz going to the outside line. He'll be into the pits again, surely, but not before he makes another overtake, and up into 11th place. Then goes the Brazilian.
Sykes slowed down a lot on the exit there, and he might have a problem with his lower gears because he just wasn't pulling away.
Oh, I hope not for his sake. He could do with a good race here.
He could, yeah. He's had some tough luck this season. Obviously being massively outshone by Beckenbauer at the last round. So hopefully he can make something of it. As these two are coming up on all this traffic now. So
yeah, the traffic that Klaas was in a minute ago before he threw it away.
Yeah. So let's see how this affects the racing.
But yeah, I think as you just mentioned, obviously we discussed this before the race, the mistakes that have actually come from the Downton drivers this season.
There've been many, and today is the first day really where they might actually be punished for it.
Yeah, very much so. As Kinnaman has now put 2 cars between himself and Klaas van Snelheid through the slow first chicane. That is really going to help the Finn. And you can see how much he's disappeared up the road already. And Klaas is being really held up here by Carson Davenport.
Oh.
He's got past the Portuguese eventually.
You'd imagine the lad wouldn't have much trouble closing down that gap. Schneider still has quite not a sizable gap, but he's still got a gap to Powers.
I mean, difficult to judge there, seeing as we didn't see Powers, but Schneider was already into Lesmo 2 before Powers had come around Lesmo 1.
Yeah, so that's got to be at least a 2, 3, 4 second gap, I'd say.
It's got to be something like that, yeah. What would be brilliant is if we could see the lap times.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Just to get more of a scope of where the guys actually are. So all of the hard runners are now committed to a one-stop strategy that obviously haven't suffered any damage or anything like that.
Yep.
So, like you said, one more stop for both the mediums and hard runners.
And in comes... Oh no, it's not this. That's James Harding, who is somehow down in 25th. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Obviously, there's been some kind of damage.
However,
so,
he's just come through the pit lane, but not been registered as making a stop.
Oh. We've seen this before. Perhaps it could be a penalty. What for?
Possibly, but even that would be marked down as making a stop.
Yeah.
As soon as you enter the pit lanes, unless there's something wrong with his transponder.
Could be, yeah. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that does, but you do, that's why you're the tech guy.
Basically, the transponder is the thing that tells you whereabouts the car is on the circuit, so that is what calculates the gap, because, you know, as one car crosses the line, the transponder goes off as the car behind goes, and it gives you the gap between.
Oh, I see. Oh, Ruiz, sorry, down the inside of Sykes again, and Sykes is not able to defend, so Ruiz again.
Hang on,
at
what point did Sykes get back ahead?
I was going to say that. I could have sworn that Sykes was, behind.
Yeah, because that was the overtake that we saw last time.
Now Davenport is closing on Matson. Can he do anything about it? He tries to dummy, but just no room.
Yeah, not into the Ascari as Hugh Dwyer now trying to get in onto this scrap between Ruiz and Sykes.
Where did Dwyer come from? Oh, Ruiz goes deep into Lesmo 1. That's allowed the both of them right onto the Franklin. Is Dwyer? Surely not. Surely not. Whoa. Wow, talk about a margin for error. That was...
Yeah, inside of Lesmo 2 is not really the best place for an overtake. And let's not forget, Dwyer is on the soft tyres. So while he's got the pace to close down these guys, he's still got 2 stops to make. So probably not a strategy that's going to work as we go nearly 3 side by side down the straight.
Zizzolia surely not is not going to take both of them. He's taken Ellington. Ellington's going to get bolt.
No, Giordano pulled back across to cover the middle of the road. Smart driving there from the Italian at his home race.
We've obviously Ruiz has had some poor luck this race, but Giordano is really driving that car. He's the second of the hard runners. He's doing a fantastic job up there in 5th.
I mean, he is, but we've seen, as into the pits then comes Enrique Ruiz for his second stop. And he's probably not quite going to get away with 2 stops either, is he?
No, he's not. He'll have to pit again a few laps from the end. So really disappointing for the Brazilian, because if this is anything to go by, points are out of the question today.
Well, yeah, he looks set to finish behind Carl Beckenbauer. Meanwhile, we've got Giordano and Zazoglia side by side. Zazoglia, having already made his first of 2 stops and trying to make his way back through the field. Giordano will only pit once. Zazoglia is through though and back into 5th.
Yeah, solid mover on the outside, and Dwyer.
Meanwhile, Powers leads. Schneider is pitted.
Schneider has made his first stop, so that's lap 29. I think that might just about take him to the end.
So what that means is that Powers did not pass Schneider before the stop.
Now then, and obviously I don't think Powers was even fast enough to close up to him, so he's...
No, I'd imagine the gap would have come down.
I mean,
however,
in terms of being in the dirty air.
What that could mean is we've got a titanic battle in the last couple of laps of this race.
That would be fantastic to see. We've not seen a proper battle for the lead since, was it France? It was in between 2 teams, not 2 drivers, Bradley.
No, it's got to be before France then. It's got to have been the 4th race. China?
Yeah.
Oh, as round goes one of the Ingrams, and Lewis Ellington clumsily drives into the side of him.
That wasn't clever, and well, neither was that.
No, that's John Matson in the wall.
Well done. Well, again, waiting until... I think the drivers are actually learning how to not drive into other drivers. It's so much better to see them drive into walls instead. I don't even know how I feel about making that statement.
As right, Giordano has made his stop then on the hard tyres and has fallen to 9th. You know, we were mentioning earlier on how DS Marshall weren't really making much progress. Well,
yeah,
I don't suppose they haven't, but 7th and 8th is better than where they qualified.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to climb up the order, which is good to see. But obviously, they would have expected their drivers to do a little bit better than 7th and 8th. I mean, don't get me wrong, the field is so even, but from DS back all the way back to, I'd say, in Holtquist. So that includes Westwood, First.
Yeah, it's that massive sort of top of the midfield scrap, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Ellington's in the pits now, so goes a couple of laps longer.
Yeah,
than,
and he's lost out to Giordano there, so that hasn't helped him. I think it's definitely the undercut that's working here today at Monza.
Yeah, as we've got now Dwyer, I think, all over the back of sight.
Yeah, it is, but surely Dwyer will be into the pits again in a lap or 2. As Matson's in then for a new front wing, and in comes Wagner for his first stop. And the German was, I believe, running either in or just outside of the points.
Yeah, so that's really good to see.
Yeah, the hard tyres working a treat, as we've got a yellow flag briefly flashing up in the middle sector, which is unusual.
Yeah, so we'll see if anything's gone on there. It might have been someone dropping it on the exit of Ascari again. These two are really close, but I just wanted to talk about the gap between Kinnaman and Van Snelheid. Klaas doesn't seem to be able to really close in on the Finnish driver.
I can't say I've noticed the gap in a while, to be honest. Yeah, actually, no, there it was, wasn't it? Just in front of these two. And you're quite right, there's still about 2 seconds between the pair of them. Klaas is not using the most of that Downton's advantage.
Unless he's just trying to go longer on the stint and get the overcut. Perhaps they've seen the traffic, as we see Dwyer now looking for the outside line round Parabolica. He can't quite find the gap, but he knows he's going to have the advantage going down the straight.
Or, just a thought, it's entirely possible Klaas is slightly slower because he damaged his tyres quite heavily in that spin. He was sideways for a while, was probably flat-spotted them quite heavily.
And he was sliding for some distance.
Yeah, as we watched Giordano battling with Simon then, and I've just noticed Simon is missing an end plate.
Oh, so Simon's been in the wars. Let's see where he made contact with anyone. Yeah, I see that now as well.
So on the right-hand side there.
Oh, that's not the best way through there.
Well, the right-hand side as we're on board.
Yeah. Very cheeky of Giordano to cut across in the braking zone like that, but think he should get away with it.
It very much shows. We've got a yellow flag in the last sector. That's Powers! Nathaniel Powers, the race leader, is out!
Ooh, that's close.
So
Kinnaman
what
takes
has
the lead.
happened to Nathaniel Powers as Kinnaman moves into the lead of the Italian V-Prix? Once again, Nathaniel Powers, he's missing his right rear wheels. There's obviously been contact there. Powers, bad luck, strikes again, surely.
Yeah, that's so... He had such a large margin as well, and Klaas has got to, step on the throttle because...
And so here we go then, side by side with Will Hoskins, and just contact into the Parabolica.
Clumsy on both parts there. Well, actually, no, I'd say that that's
As this is on board with Hoskins then. He got a slide.
Hoskins definitely should not have been keeping his nose in there.
No, I mean, Powers gave him room on the inside. Quite why Hoskins was fighting, seeing as he was going a lap down, I'm not sure.
Oh, and Powers just going to be fuming over his former teammate.
But I think, you know, at the end of the day, yes, alright, that was a mistake from Hoskins, but he got a slide, he got slightly crossed up into the corner, there was no intention there.
Absolutely not. I would very much doubt there was malicious intent involved.
I'll be completely honest, thinking back to the, you know, much worse Formula 1 race at the previous weekend at Hungary, similar sort of incident to Verstappen and when he hit Ricciardo.
Yeah, very true, just kind of, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I'll put my hand up and admit then, I don't think he should have been penalised. And I'll stand by that with Hoskins. I don't think he should be penalised for that. A mistake, yes, but it was an error. It happens. There was no malicious intent.
For me, I would penalise Verstappen, but that doesn't matter in this series.
No, absolutely not. I was just using it as an example.
Oh yeah, it's a good example actually. I wouldn't penalise Hoskins purely because Powers has been racing since for 4 or 5 years now. He's been in every single race.
As has Hoskins.
So obviously Hoskins shouldn't have left his nose in, but Powers should have seen that if he couldn't make that lap that car cleanly, he shouldn't have just assumed the racing line. So it's, for me, almost like a 6-1 half a dozen the other. But like you say, Hoskins lost control of the car. He was a passenger at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely place more emphasis on Hoskins. You know, he's being lapped. He absolutely shouldn't have stuck his nose down the inside.
Absolutely, you're right.
But, quite whose fault it is doesn't really matter. Nathaniel Powers, once again from a race lead, is out. And, wow, surely that puts the ball firmly in the court of Finn Schneider for the win here in Italy.
Absolutely, I mean, he's not too far down the road from these two, who seem to be at something of a stalemate.
And still have one more stop to make.
Absolutely. Obviously being on the medium tyres, and Schneider won't be facing a challenge from behind.
The young Swiss just needs to keep his head together now.
Yeah, so obviously he's just got to stay firmly, keep his head out of the clouds and just focus on his race. Drive similarly to, because in Malaysia he had to defend in the last few laps, didn't he, for third?
I think so, yeah.
So, obviously he's not going to be defending, but he just needs to drive with that same mentality of just head down, eyes forward, just keep it on the black stuff.
I'm amazed at how excited I am at the possibility of seeing someone else win.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'm quite surprised at how excited you are. I know why I'm excited. But,
well, yeah, it's your bloody car! As out of the pits then comes Giordano, and round the outside goes Adrian Simon, taking advantage there of Giordano on the... No, hang on a minute, he can't be exiting the pits. What am I on about?
I've got no idea, if I'm honest.
But Giordano's lost the place anyway, and Simon goes up to 6th. DS Mathershaw, talk about silent assassins, 5th and 6th now.
Yeah, I mean, I take back what I said earlier, they're making really good progress now. Obviously, they're going to lose that spot to Giordano. But,
yeah, you'd imagine so.
Yeah, I mean, but Zazzolia, like I say, is a very real target for them. As we come on to lap 36 now.
Yeah, and it looks as though maybe Klaas is just starting to close in ever so slightly on Kinnaman now. The gap has definitely come down by a couple of tenths. But look how close to the pair of them Finn Schneider is. And this guy does not have to pit again.
No. Zazzolia.
And that's Zazzolia as well.
Yeah, but he's on the medium tyres. But look at, like, it's really, you know.
Yeah, but look how much closer Zazzolia's got.
Yeah, over the course of the last stint or so, he's actually managed to start closing in on the.
And Kanga as well. Kanga's opened up a hell of a gap back to his teammate.
Are we going to see everyone start kind of condensing at the end?
What is going on here?
What a battle that would be. Oh, by the looks of the timing screens, Class is right on the back of Tumo now, so we're about to see a titan of a scrap.
Yeah, and that will be then for the lead of this race.
Which feels so weird.
Do you know, actually thinking back, I'm fairly sure you've led more laps of this race than I have.
Yeah, I might have done actually.
As we see Carl Beckenbauer then, who, do you know, I don't know if points will be out of the question for the German. He's up into 12th place and a lot of pace in that North Star at the moment.
Yeah, and he's only got another stop to make, and obviously all the medium runners in front of him only have one more stop to make.
Yeah, although on another point, I think points, or possibly a point, looking good for Lopez here. Wagner running in 11th, he's made all of his stops.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of the guys in front of him, we're talking Sykes, Simon, Kanga, they've all got to make pit stops, and whether he's close enough, we'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. As Puccio Giordano then right on the tail of Adrian Simons, we head down into Parabolica. You can see there that front wing end plate damage on Simon's car. As Klaas van Snelwijk is now right with Timo Kinnaman then for the lead of the Italian V-Prix.
Yeah, so Klaas has sensed the threat from behind and realised he's got to get going with this car, but they'll be pitting either this lap or next, so it might be too little too late.
Yeah, if Downton are smart, they'll bring Klaas in now.
Yeah, to try and get the undercut on Timo Kinnaman. And obviously we've seen that Westwood is quite hard on its tyres as well, so if they
the Downton too.
It's going to be, yeah, both cars actually quite low on downforce, I believe, is the reason.
I don't know, but they certainly seem to be the two that are hardest on their tyres.
Absolutely. So let's see now who's going to blink first. Track temperature has gone up, so the tyre wear, the thermal degradation is going to be rising. Now,
are either of them going to dive into the pits? They both are!
Both do!
They both are!
Oh, they both blinked, and now it's just to get a battle of the pit crews. This is fantastic stuff.
So who are we going to see then? Timo Kinnaman leads into the pit lane. Finn Schneider is going to go through to take the lead before either of Kinnaman or Schneider or Van Snelheim have even made their stops. Schneider is going to have a hell of a gap. Klaas is down off the jacks.
Oh.
He's got out. Kinnaman just got in front of him.
Close. Oh, and they're going to be racing all the way down to the Rettifilio chicane now. But you'd think surely Schneider's going to be uncontested for the win as long as he can keep his eyes forward.
He's got a mammoth gap back now. He just needs to keep his head.
Yeah, and Kinnaman will be acting as a rear gunner, you'd assume, for Finn Schneider. Now, let's see where the pace lies in these two cars. We've seen the Westwood, arguably the best car, warming up its tyres early in the stint, but Klaas is right all over the back of him already.
Yeah, I think if Klaas is going to make this move, he needs to do it now. He needs to give himself the maximum opportunity to even have a hope of closing that gap to Schneider.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's looking so much more stable in the middle sector, almost pushing Kinnaman through the Lesmos, and yeah, he's surely going to be making a move into the Ascari with the slipstream. Yeah,
very, very close then is Klaas van Snelheim. I'd almost be tempted to wait and leave it until the outside of turn one. And maybe that's what he's going to do. He's not made a move into Ascari. Is he going to try anything with Parabolica? He's already made an error there this race.
Yeah, so...
but closing there down the back straight.
We cut away to a lonely Simon. Do you know what? The guys aren't actually... Yeah, they are quite far behind Schneider.
They're massively far behind. As Klaas has actually lost a little bit of time there as they come round the Parabolica and across the line. And this is absolutely not what the Dutchman needs.
No, obviously he probably should have taken his chance down into Ascari because, well, he's closing. Is he going to dive to the inside? No, Kinnaman holds his nerve and holds his line.
And all the time this battle goes on, it is aiding Finn Schneider. I should imagine the pair of them together are probably closing up, given they are on fresher and softer tyres. But as we said, Schneider has a considerable gap. There's what, 15 laps left in this race, and the gap's probably around 15 seconds.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't too far off these guys at all, and a pit stop here costs you about 20 to 25 seconds, and obviously, well, I feel like it's going to be close at the end, I'll say that much.
Yeah, as we've got a battle here then, I think this is Ruiz and Simon down into turn 1. Simon almost forces Ruiz wide. He's up onto 2 wheels, but he's taken the place. An overtake on the inside at the Rettifilio.
Yeah, obviously Ruiz, for whatever reason, was backing out of that one, probably because his tyres are getting quite old now. Don't forget, he pitted on lap 25. Oh, Klaas is looking a lot closer again to Timo, but not as close as last lap. Let's see where he's going to lose his time, because he did this last lap.
Is he going to stick with him around the Parabolica this time? Because that was what cost him. He's closer than he is last time as they exit the final corner though. He needs to slipstream here and to dive to the outside into turn 1. Is Kinnaman's covered the inside line as Klaas Venschnauheit sets the fastest lap. Klaas is on the outside then as Kinnaman covers the inside of the corner.
Hard on the brakes into...
And Klaas goes round the outside of turn 1.
Takes the spot. Klaas up into second place now. So he'll be looking at chasing down Finn Schneider because a win is not out of the question. He's just got to work hard for it.
Absolutely, he's going to have to set some rapid laps now as Klaas Venschnauheit to be able to take the battle to Finn Schneider.
Yeah, and he's also got to drop Kinnaman fairly swiftly.
Rapid naps is absolutely not what he needs.
Yeah, but rapid naps are amazing. It's he's like you say, he's got a massive gap to close down to Finn Schneider as Sykes comes under attack from Hugh Dwyer. These guys keep finding themselves in company with each other here.
And right, let's take a look then. So we've pretty much got everyone having made their final stops now, haven't we?
Yeah, I'd say that this is now a sprint to the finish.
And normally, at this point in a race, we'd have pretty much a general stroke to the finish with no one changing positions. I don't think we're going to get that here. Meanwhile, Klaas has not really pulled away from Kinnaman. I get the feeling he's pulling Kinnaman with him here.
Yeah, so Kinnaman might be just using that toe to stay with the Dutchman, and if he's going to attack Schneider, maybe Timo will be able to do something about it. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I'm just trying to make a guess.
This is incredible.
We are 12 laps from the end, and we've got no idea who's going to win the race. We've got no idea who's going to finish anywhere.
I know. And I'm going to say that. I can't believe I'm going to say this. The best bit is, we don't know which team are going to win the race.
No, this is the first time we've seen this. Obviously, if Powers had managed to... if Powers hadn't been crashed out... Well, if Powers hadn't retired...
If Powers hadn't been involved in an incident.
There you go, that's a good one. We would have seen a massive scrap for the lead between Schneider and Powers, I think.
Yeah, it's looking down the inside is Hugh Dwyer on Sykes.
Right. There's Kinnaman now.
Okay, yeah, starting to drop back a bit now, isn't he?
Yeah, unless he's... I wouldn't imagine he's saving his tyres to the end of the stint, so maybe just trying to keep it on the track, obviously. A podium finish is still fantastic.
Wow, what looks at the moment like a double podium finish.
Absolutely, but, you know, touch wood.
It's about 9 seconds.
9 seconds?
Yeah.
Between who?
Between Schneider and Klaas.
You sure?
Yes, I'm ignoring the timing screens, and I counted from when Schneider's name popped up at the bottom of the screen, because that would be when he went over the line, to when Klaas's name popped up. As we've got someone off at the Parabolica, that looked like a heavy lockup and deep into the gravel trap.
Let's see who's dropping a lot of positions, or who's just rejoining. No one.
No, but there was definitely someone off there.
Absolutely, yeah. Steve's trying to find someone. Simon made a pit stop. Wait, it might have been Simon, because he's lost a lot of ground on his teammate.
Actually, it might be Kanga. I do believe Kanga was ahead of Ellington. Or, actually, no, maybe not. No.
Simon's
I've no
dropped a lot more
idea.
speed. I don't know anything that's going on in this race. This is insane.
As Sykes there being blocked by Olin Inman into turn 1, and is he going to get out of the way now? No, he's not. And surely that's going to give Dwyer a run on the Russian.
It is, yeah. Oh
no,
wow.
now.
Sykes has managed to get past now.
Yeah, now Inman's blocking Dwyer.
Dwyer manages to, oh, he's not going to lap him cleanly, okay.
No, Inman's going to fight it, and then nearly in contact through the De La Rogia chicane.
That was quite a hefty clump he managed on the side.
Oh, look at the gap. Look how the gap's come down now.
Look how much he's closing, so you'd imagine it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, we've got, what, including this one, 11 laps to go here. And that gap is definitely less than 11 seconds, and I'd say Klaas is probably closing at more than a second a lap.
Yeah, but the question is, can Finn put enough back markers between himself and the Dutchman? Can he defend? Don't forget,
absolutely, and he can still defend.
So much up tires.
Yeah, I mean, as we've seen, Klaas is not just going to breeze up to the back of him and breeze past.
No, it took him a good 2-3 laps to get past Kinnaman. And that was on, obviously, fresh tyres, and once they're on old tyres, I'd imagine that it's going to be pretty much even Stevens between the two of them.
Yeah, although Finns are harder and will be older still.
You do raise a good point. This is going to be a fantastic end to the race.
As in for his 4th stop.
I don't know what you're asking me. Yeah,
From Sudwire?
4th stop. So that's his last stop.
Yeah, so that's well, that's not worked, has it?
Simon, that's the position. Simon trying to go round the outside at the De La Rogia chicane, and he takes the place from Wagner.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
Up into 8th place.
Interesting. DS Mathishaw decided not to replace that front wing in the stop. It's obviously not causing him too much, because we've got tyre marks there at Lesmo 1. So someone's obviously been off there as well.
Yeah. So they're all starting to lose their nerve a little bit towards the end, perhaps getting a bit nervous. All right, there's Schneider.
Yeah, so just exiting the Retofilio chicane.
Oh, that's a small gap.
Do you know, I was going to say I don't think it looks any much closer than last time.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't think that's come down much from the last lap.
Maybe Klaas is starting to overheat his tyres, don't forget.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe that sudden sort of closure that we saw was maybe just a small error from Schneider, rather than a big difference in time.
Actually, do you know what? You might not be off the ball with that one, because Schneider wasn't exactly looking a lot slower than these guys, even despite being on the hard tyres.
And we did say we saw someone dart off at the Parabolica.
Yeah, so maybe that was just a smaller lock-up than we thought from him. We'll have to wait and see how that unfolds, but wow, this is really tense stuff. Imagine everyone at the Westwood pit garage is biting down whatever remains of their fingers. So I imagine the fingernails are long gone.
Yeah, frankly, I don't think there'll be anything left.
Have to replace the whole team.
Yeah, that could be quite costly. Maybe it's better if you don't win.
Yeah, I'll just drop them a text saying, it's okay lads, you don't need to bite your fingers off. Just regrow the fingernails for next race.
So what have we got here then? This is, that's Ruiz closing back in on Elroy Wagner then for 9th place. So Wagner is running in the points, so you'd imagine Ruiz get past. However, Ruiz is going to have to pit again. Wagner absolutely could be on for a point or two here.
That'd be really nice, actually.
Yeah, Lopez, who haven't scored since China.
Right, here we go. Where's the... That is a smaller gap. That's 100%.
Yeah, that's a smaller gap.
But is Klaas, because he's slowing down now.
I was hoping that camera angle wouldn't change so we could try and count the seconds.
Why weren't you counting on the exit of Lesmo too?
Because I didn't think by then.
Why?
Alright, leave me alone.
The question is now, is Klaas going to be closing in close and fast enough for to actually be able to attack?
Yeah, bearing in mind he's going to have to leave himself a few laps to try and get the overtake done.
Which means he's probably only got about 4 laps to actually catch
the gap's
youngster.
about 4 seconds.
That can't be right. Mind you, actually, yeah, it might be.
As we've got the two Lopez's there going with us, Will. That's Wagner lapping Harding.
Yeah, so Harding still having issues, whatever's wrong with the car. Now Ruiz is, like you say, all over the back still of Wagner.
Yeah, Harding's 5 laps down.
Jesus
Definitely a problem
Christ.
with that Lopez.
I mean, I would say so.
There's this is a great run for Enrique Ruiz then. As they come into Parabolica, Wagner's covered the inside line. Ruiz is going to go around the outside, surely. No, there's contact.
Oh, they've come
there's
together
contact.
and Ruiz has lost his front wing again. And Wagner.
Oh, Wagner's round. Harding's hit him.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh,
no.
and that's... Who's that? That's
That was
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson
Oh.
without a front wing then. There's the two Lopez's stuck in the wall.
Oh.
And that's one of the funds. And that's a big accident. I think the Meteors hit them as well.
Oh no, that's going to cause so many accidents.
And if cars are too tight around the Parabolica, they're going to clip the back end of that.
They are. Let's see who's making it through, because everyone's going to be diving in the pits now. And oh my god, that was massively.
Oh. No, that's Schneider.
No. Schneider is out of the race. Schneider's out of the race.
Finn Schneider then, the second car from the lead of the race here in Italy to retire in an incident that puts Klaas up into the top position. But Schneider, the young Swiss, who was 7 laps away from the end of the race, is out from the lead here in Italy.
I'm speechless. I'm honestly speechless.
I am genuine, as we've still got incidents going on. You can hear the car. I wonder how many we've lost in this. This is right on board with Hutchinson then, who slowed enough but just lost his front wing. Inman, who didn't slow at all.
Luckily didn't retire there actually.
No, Harrison, who
Just
is
it's
out.
a blind corner, they've got no way of seeing it.
Dwyer's out as well. And obviously on board with the race leader.
Trouble is, once you're committed to the apex, if you don't keep that steering in, you're going wide. And now,
And I don't want to, but there were yellow flags, but none of them slowed.
well, no, we see this time and again with the yellow flag.
Apart from Hutchinson, who still managed to get involved.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the fault. Obviously, you can't blame the Lopez drivers for the retirements, but there does lie some fault within the within the Lopez team. I think you've got to.
Well,
I don't know.
How? I mean, surely you've got to rewind and look at who started that accident off, and that was between. I think we'd need a replay to define it, but that was between Wagner and Ruiz.
Yeah, but then surely it's their responsibility to get off the racing line. I mean, I know they were locked together actually. It's a
Well,
very
yeah, but you
tricky
think
incident
how
there.
close Harding was. Wagner was turned around. He couldn't get out of the way in time, and I don't think Harding would have moved in time.
No, true.
On the plus side for Harding, at least he's no longer 5 laps down, however.
Yeah, he's just out.
As Kanga! Kanga's lost his front wing!
Oh no!
Kanga then in an incident with Giordano, as once this is the second or third time we've seen it in this race, the lead car has pulled across on the overtaking car down the straight, and Kanga now without a front wing. And that's really going to hurt him.
I mean, he seems to be gaining in straight line speed, but in regards to cornering, he might find that a bit trickier. And that's going to help Ellington up into 5th place.
And that's a real shame for Kanga, who's had an incredible race. I mean, obviously he's just benefited from quite a few retirements.
Yeah.
But running in 5th place, he started behind his teammate, Adrian Seymour. I'll be honest, I am literally devastated. I am as devastated for you there as I was in Malaysia. And I vowed never to speak of that again.
Wow.
I don't know what to say.
The main thing that's annoyed me is we've been cheated out of a really close finish. Like, that was going to be such a tense battle for the lead, and now it's just kind of petered out into nothing.
Yeah.
Schneider is still not registered as last place as a DNF. That's the gap that the top 4 or the top 3 even had. All this though, mind you, has promoted Zazolia, who's kept his nose clean, into a top 3 finish.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We should probably take a run through of the order then, given everything that's happened as Kanga finally makes his way back to the pit lane. Well, we'll wait for him to exit the pits then and see where he heads. Meanwhile, both Beckenbauer and Ruiz have made their final stops. All of that drama, they're both in the points.
Oh wow! So I suppose every cloud, their results, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest, to make it better.
I don't know what to say.
I'm so sorry for you. I really am.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's racing. These things happen. But the second I saw those those Lopez's kind of stopped on the racing line.
We've got another yellow flag in the final sector.
Oh, don't do this to me.
It's alright, it's gone in.
I was going to say, if that's Kinnaman retiring, I'm done.
You can't leave me for 4 laps.
Oh, man alive. Still, class. Bit of a lucky escape for the young Dutchman, really. Able to collect the full 25 points without much hassle. That'll be it. That's Inman.
Yeah.
Not as Davenport.
And including a mistake.
Yeah, so very lucky boy.
And with Powers retiring, 25 points, that's going to give Klaas a massive lead in the championship.
Yeah, that really swings the whole championship in Klaas's favour as we go into the summer break almost. Are we going to the summer break? I can't remember.
Well, there will be a bit of a break.
A short hiatus. Yeah, I bet you didn't know I knew that.
Before we return at a venue that we don't know of yet.
No.
It's
don't know whether it's going to be fit to race or not.
It was to be confirmed earlier in the season. It's been penciled in as Zandvoort in the Netherlands. However, there are rumours that once again the circuit won't quite be ready. So, well, we don't know where we're going to be next time out.
Where did we go instead of Zandvoort last time?
What, in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
We went to Assen and that was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
There weren't enough pit garages for all of the cars, which caused a few problems.
I recall that. That was, wow, one hell of a race. Yeah, so Klaas definitely looking on course for a comfortable
Is that
win
behind?
now.
No, it can't be because it's not on time. I just wondered if that was Zazolia ahead of Kinnaman.
No, that's Hutchinson. He's about to put a lap on him.
Is that? Okay. Phew.
Oh man. You can see all the time marks from where it all just went south so fast.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to need to see replays of what happened there and to see how it all unfolded.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where you just can't place the blame with anybody. Unfortunately.
I don't know about that. I want to see replays first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll
At the end of the day, someone caused that accident initially.
But then, how do you penalise one driver for so many retirements?
Well, yeah.
If it's indirectly related.
But someone still caused that contact with between Wagner and Ruiz.
True.
One of them was at fault and cost the other one, which in turn cost everyone else. So
that's going to be an interesting kind of look at.
What I will say is I think there may be a few stewards' inquiries after this one.
Oh, definitely. The stewards are going to have a lot on their hands. That's for sure. Yeah, that's going to take a while to look into. Luckily, they've got a couple of weeks to do it because obviously all incidents must be resolved before the next round.
Absolutely. As if out of nowhere, we've only got 2 laps left here at Monza.
Wow. It kind of just feels like it's just snuck up on us now that we're not waiting for something to happen. Yeah,
it has, doesn't it? If we'd still been watching, we'd have been counting down. But since we've since that incident happened, we've
yeah, it's just kind of conversation.
2 to go.
It's just nearly the end of the race. No real battles on track anymore. Kinnaman seems to have resigned to second place.
Yeah, and let's not forget though, that's going to be his first podium of the season.
Oh yeah, his first podium since 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, probably, because your car was shit last year.
Okay.
Not that I can say much.
I was going to say, it was better than yours.
Well, yeah, to be fair, a ferret could have been better than mine. Like, just
Yeah, not
literally a
wrong.
ferret running around the track.
It felt like last year your car was powered by a ferret. His little
A
ball.
dead ferret, yeah.
It did definitely have the ferret power of 0.
So what have we got?
Power.
We've got, well, I don't know, we might have a small potential, no, maybe not. I was going to say that's Giordano and Ellington potentially fighting over 4th, but yeah, maybe not.
Such a shame to have such a dull ending to what was such a fantastic race.
Yeah, the build-up was there. It had all the ingredients, and the cake just didn't bake.
No. There's one thing we've been robbed of by the Lopez boys or whoever started it, or Ruiz, whoever, is a fantastic finish to this V-Prix.
Absolutely, and that's I would say that's the most disappointing thing. But honestly, it isn't. The most disappointing thing is that Schneider's out.
Yeah.
For me.
Imagine that story. First season in Formula Virtual, takes his first victory in a car that really shouldn't be there.
Yeah, in amongst the dominance of Downton.
Yeah. He's driving. I mean, I know that Class is about to win, but I would have called Finn.
Driver of the race.
You reckon?
Absolutely. Schneider is absolutely okay. Yeah, he got a massive advantage for strategy, but he didn't throw it away.
No.
And until an incident.
Yeah, but obviously on a blind apex, there's just nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, very much so. But unfortunately, he was involved in an incident, and that hands the victory to this man. Klaas van Snelheid takes Downton's 9th win in a row. And that is actually the 5th victory of the year for Klaas, which means he now has the most wins ever of a rookie in the series, including those that debuted in 2013. Across the line in 2nd for his first podium of the year, Timo Kinnaman with a brilliant drive for Westwood. And 3rd, picking up well, quite a surprise podium, I'd imagine, Alexander Zolia, his 2nd of the year and well, his 2nd career podium as well. Giordano is going to be 4th and the top hard-tired runner. I think they definitely worked very well here today. Unfortunately, we didn't see the fullest benefit because of Schneider's unfortunate retirement. Ellington is going to be 5th then, and I think Simon, Sykes, Kanga, Beckenbauer and Ruiz will round out the point scorers. But I'm going to admit, Klaas van Snelheid, he's lucked into this one here today.
I mean, I don't like to say that drivers get handed things because it's very difficult to control these machines, to obviously drive around other people, to drive to your strategy, but you gotta feel like he was handed an easy win, I'll say that much.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, it's entirely possible he may have taken it anyway.
Oh yeah.
But we'd have seen a battle and he'd have had to work for it.
Absolutely.
I mean, as you've just said, they work for anyway, but he'd have had to put up a fight.
Yeah, he would have had to do a lot of work because we were approaching the end of the V-Prix, but the winner of this V-Prix.
Yeah, the man on the top step here today then, Klaas van Snelheid, wins the 2017 Italian V-Prix at Monza. So, pole position, fastest lap, and a fortunate victory to mean Klaas van Snelheid takes the first hat-trick of his career. Timo Kinnaman in 2nd is on the podium for the first time in 2017, while Alexander Zolia takes his 2nd rostrum in 4 races with 3rd place. Giordano and Ellington, good results on the hard tyres. 7 different teams in the point at the bottom. Both Finn Schneider and Nathaniel Powers retired from the lead of this race. That has huge ramifications in the Drivers' Championship because Klaas van Snelheid now leads his teammate by 41 points. Timo Kinnaman has jumped up to 4th with that fantastic 2nd place. And there have been some other movers and shakers as well. Judson Sykes has, with his 7th place in the race, that's equaling his best ever result. He's gone back up to 15th and passed his new teammate, Carl Beckenbauer. In the Constructors' Championship, however, Downton now lead by 174 points from DS Mathershaw, while Westwood repassed Franklin for 3rd and North Star are past AMR for 7th. But that's all from our race here today at Monza. So from both me and Harry, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for round 12 from what should be Zandvoort, the Netherlands.